Hi, this is Bob Sanders from Tech Connector. I have one of our favorite account-based marketing leaders, lead gen expert with us, Brett Smith. Brett, how are you today?
I'm doing about as well as I imagine anybody else is, sequestered in my home. How about you, Bob?
It's a tough time for sure. One of the things that I found interesting is, and I guess it's nice for you, but this pandemic crisis really hasn't hurt your business. Matter of fact, if anything, it's helped some.
That is a true statement. While we are still learning about why that's occurring, the natural conclusion is that some of the budget that's being allocated or had been allocated to physical events has been reapportioned. Some folks are just hitting pause, but what we've read is that in tech marketing in particular, that budget is being moved. Now, some of it's going to content marketing, some of it's going to social media, some of it's going to paid, but we are also seeing a great deal being committed to demand generation. So April has been astounding. I think that's about the best word I could give right now.
That's a good word. It's a good word. So as far as that goes, so I know your sweet spot's always been very, very targeted email, in particular in the U.S. And you're expanding with multi angles with display now. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Programmatic?
We did, yes, programmatic, yes. But we began almost 3 years ago a journey to understand more about how people engage before they're willing to give their details in a form completion. And our first move was frictionless, i.e., very targeted email to folks we knew from our database, but the only thing they do is check a box and hit a button and they can consume the content. Now that is counterintuitive to a lot of folks, but what we found is two important things. One is we get a great deal of engagement, which is kind of obvious, I think, without the friction. But the second part is we are converting clicks at the same rate that we're converting form completions. So what this has taught us, and remember, I'm looking at this through the lens of 2+ years of capturing behavior data on our own activities. So our whatever you want to call it, our single source, sole source. And so we've learned a lot about these folks by not only seeing how they behave in our environment, both on the send side as well as on the landing page, but we've also associated various topics with them so that we understand if what they were looking for was marketing automation or if they were looking for something else.
So you have some intent data that you can build on.
Exactly. So that was how we made our first foray into something beyond the traditional MQL-based email marketing. So that logic led us down a new path as well. Because if it's true that people who click and are earlier in their journey don't want to fill out a form and yet still have value, we can still learn about them, we could still bring them in to our approach, right? Then what else could we do? How sooner can we see what their behavior looks like? Now, I'm not an advertiser by trade, but we have learned a certain amount about paid social as well as B2B display advertising on our own behalf, as well as for clients. So yes, this is new, but it's already paid and proven. So yes, this is exciting stuff. People that click ads are not the same people who will click an email and consume content. But if I know about them far sooner than perhaps others do, then I can embrace that and bring them into the appropriate place in our messaging based upon where they are in their journey. And to me, that's logical. The only question is it cost efficient?
Mm-hmm. And it's measurable. You can test it out, test out different things.
Yeah, so you know what I really want to talk with you about on June 11th is not so much about the applicability of just ABM to drive better B2B display outcomes, but more specifically, how that can be integrated to a more holistic demand gen strategy, right? Where you are pretty much starting the journey with these folks, right? So when they are at their earliest signs of interest, as they demonstrate behavior that shows they have greater interest and can be better qualified, right down to the point where they've done all their self-education and now they're ready to talk to someone about making a purchase.
Well, outstanding. Well, I look forward to talking. And anything else you can share now? Otherwise, we'll look forward to when we talk on the 11th.
I would say one other thing real quickly, Bob. You and I talked about this a day or two ago, and I'd like our audience to understand this as well, that we aren't just chatting about a concept. We are drinking our own champagne. So every single set of eyeballs who show up or a set of ears that just listen, I want them to understand that we drove our audience for this event by using B2B display advertising as well as paid social, as well as we get closer to the event, email marketing. So we're going to be able to talk a little bit about what the outcomes were around this topic within the very experience of the event that people are listening to.
That's the greatest. You're drinking your own champagne. I love it.
Well, it's a better reference than, say, eating your own dog food.
I do like that better. Anyway, Brad, I look forward to talking to you on the 11th. Thank you for your time and stay safe.
Thank you, Bob. It's always a pleasure to speak with you.
Take care.